Hi FlossTube, my name is Haley, also known as Peregrine Stitcher, here on FlossTube and over on Instagram. Thanks for joining me today. This is my channel all about cross stitch, and today is Friday, December 30th, 2022. So I'm getting one more FlossTube in right under the wire before the end of the year. But I'm very excited because I have so much to show you and have just been trying to get everything to come together to do this episode. So welcome. For those of you who have come back, thank you. And to anyone new, thank you for joining. Please do comment, like, and share. I don't usually say that, but you know, I guess it's something that's kind of necessary here on YouTube. I really do enjoy it. And I'd like to grow my channel just to grow my network of stitchers. So, you know, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. I'd love to get to know you better. So, I have so many things to show you today. Really exciting things. First, I had a huge haul from the frame shop. So, I have actually 6 framed pieces to show you. And I love each and every one of them. I think they turned out great. So, let's get going. The first one, this has been a long time coming, but this is Elizabeth Isles. Let's see here. There we go. So I selected kind of a antique gold beaded frame for this one, which I think fits in very well. And I did this, let's see here, I did this on a 38 count Seraphim Brewer's malt using the Roxy floss conversion that Trixie Tricycle put together. And I also used the Skin Collection for the cherubs from Almond M&Ms, is that right? Sorry, I didn't write that one down. But I thought it turned out great. So let me try to get you in a little bit. So you can really see the frame. I just think it really goes well with some of the darker golds and browns and brings those out while still being neutral. I just think this turned out fantastic. And I did change the verse, as you can see here, to something that was more relevant to me. And I just think it turned out great. So this was for Laura's birthday sale last year, and I'll have exciting news to share. I'm sure you've already heard it, but I'm going to share it again about Brenda's birthday sale coming up. I really enjoyed participating in this and can't wait to participate in the one for Brenda as well. So Elizabeth Isles, she's all done. Gorgeous. Okay, this next one is a wild card. I showed this one once a long time ago in a FlossTube. It was in my under the bed box, but I decided to get it framed to take to my apartment in Chicago because I love it. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. So let me just show you what it is. Check this out. Isn't that gorgeous? This is actually a dimensions kit. It's called Peacock Butterflies. I did this years and years ago, and it was just sitting in my under the bed box with all of my finished stitches. And when I started decorating my apartment in Chicago, I realized that, like, in my bathrooms, I had gotten teal towels and a purple robe, like all kinds of accessories in those colors. And I thought of this and thought, oh, that would just be so perfect in there. So I got it framed. This, I don't usually get my pieces matted, but look at this. It's this gorgeous, it's like a turquoise silk. I don't know if you can see it, but it has this sheen to it. And I just think it looks great. And the pattern itself, this is, you know, I did this so long ago, I couldn't even tell you much about it. It was a kit. But there is a lot of metallic thread and couching in here, all over the butterflies. So It's very sparkly. This is all gold up here. And there's a lot of gold in the wings. And then this whole background is stitched in a half stitch. So I think it's a really beautiful piece. And I just love the way it turned out framed. I should have done this a long time ago. So I'm really excited about this. I hope it will fit in my suitcase. That's the only thing. We will see. We will see. So, yeah. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Very different from what I normally stitch, but just beautiful. Okay, that's number 2. There's more. There's more. Okay. So this is one that I did not get to show you the finish on before taking to the frame shop. But this is Rejoice Evermore. Ah, it's so good. It's so pretty. So this is done on a 40 count porcelain from Leo and Roxy, and then it's also with the Roxy Floss conversion. I made a mistake. These birds were supposed to be in a darker blue, and I used the wrong blue. The chart was a little bit confusing in that regard, or at least the conversion for the chart, but I actually kind of like the way it turned out, so that's okay. I just love everything about this. I did take out the scripture. I thought about changing the whole phrase right here, but I just couldn't find anything that I liked. And it is kind of the equivalent of party on, isn't it? Right? It's like party on, rejoice evermore. And let's see, I think the only other thing I changed was the conversion had more of a greenish color for these leaves in the border, and I changed it to something closer to the mustard color in the original using a DMC. So yeah, I don't know, let me try to get in a little bit so you can see. That light yellow kind of disappears, but it's okay. And I put my initials. I love the bird's wings with the satin stitch, gives it a nice texture. Yeah. So yeah. And this frame, I love this frame. When I brought it home, I realized this is actually the exact same frame that I had gotten for Rosetta Featherstone, but it looks good on that too, so that's okay. It's actually a really nice frame. So yay, turned out great. Love it. I'm so excited to get these up on my wall now. Okay, I still have 3 more. Okay, this one has also been in my under the bed box for a little while. This is GBH 1848 by Modern Folk Embroidery. And this is done on a 38 count Legacy Wayfarer's cloak with DMC. And I did change out the initials to my initials and my kids down here. And I think I changed a couple of the colors. I made these birds up here a little bit darker so that they would stand out. I think I had mentioned before, this border is very, very fussy. Each of these little buds has a bazillion different colors in it, so that was kind of a pain, but it turned out really well. And again, just a very traditional beaded frame. This is going to go on my red sampler wall. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah. Okay. 2 more. This one, just a little one, but this is also for my red sampler wall. This is Hannah Wells. And I love how this turned out. It's so sweet. It's small, but it's just so cute. This is done on a 36 count Fiber on a Whim cream and sugar. And the floss is a Falu Red from Roxy Floss Co. So yeah, I just love this. And you know, I feel like, so I did this in the summer, but interestingly, this is the same font for University of Chicago. Like, I just think that's so cool how those things work out. I didn't realize that at the time, but I think that's so cool. And I love these little crowns. So yeah, I think this is gonna look great. Hopefully I've got to try to get these back to Chicago in my suitcase. We'll see how that goes. I might just have to carry them. Well, I'll carry them either way. Don't worry, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. They will get there safely. Okay, and then the last one, this is a gift I had done for Em for her birthday in the summer. I got it framed finally for Christmas. So this is Move Forward in Love. This was the MFE, the Modern Folk Embroidery Pride Sal for 2022. And it's done on 28 count Swagart Ice Blue using the Roxy Pride Collection floss. And I just got kind of a navy frame that would match, you know, a lot of the navy that's in here. So yeah. So I made her let me keep it to show it on FlossTube. And I'll let her have it back to hang up in her room. But I thought it turned out really nice. Very colorful. So yeah, these are actually 6 fully finished objects, which is unheard of for me. And one very, very expensive trip to the frame shop, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm excited to get those hung up on the wall, and I will show you all what it looks like when we get there. Okay, so those are my fully finished objects. I do actually also have a couple of finishes, big finishes. Well, one big finish and one smaller finish. So this is the Modern Folk Embroidery Mystery Sal for 2022. It's big. There we go. Try to get it all on the screen there. There we go. Yay, it's done. Oh, I love it. It was so hard. And there were times when the black got a little bit old, but I'm so happy with the result. It's just going to be a real statement piece, and I absolutely love it. Just love it. So this is done on a 32 count needle and flax Dolly Madison using Roxy Floss Co. chalkboard floss, 2/2. And it's big, but I kind of like it that way because I wanted a big piece. So this is the next one that I'm going to get framed. I'm going to have to take this one back with me to Chicago and probably send it out to Total Framing or some other place to have it shipped to me, because this would never get on a plane. But yeah, I'm so excited. Yay. This was a big deal. This was a lot of work. It took a whole year. I'm kind of sad that it's over, but I'm very excited to start the MFE sale for 2023, which we'll talk about in a moment. Okay, so that was my first finish. My next finish is also Modern Folk Embroidery. So I did participate in the Holiday Countdown Sal. I didn't post my progress on Instagram because I kind of cheated a little bit. I did about half of it on the first weekend of December because I knew I wouldn't have time. until the end of December. And then I did the second half like just over Christmas weekend at the very end. So I didn't post my progress, but I did finish it. So let me show you what it looks like here. Okay, here it is. So cute. So this is done on a 36 count panettone with the floss that came. Let me show you. So in the countdown, you got a different floss every day. These are all the flosses. Lots of different colors, and you wouldn't think they would all go together, right? But it all worked out. It came with a nice little floss drop thing here. And I pretty much used what was called for. I did make one change in this snowflake, and also down here I used the light blue instead of the light tan, which really disappeared into the fabric. Even the blue does a little bit, but you can see it a little better in person than you can on the camera. Anyhow, I really like this. It was fun to stitch, and I think it's going to be just a very nice, sweet piece. It was a lot of fun to do. I wish I'd been able to like do it every day, but my schedule just didn't work out that way. The one thing, the format, I wasn't a big fan of the format. So basically you got one of these little cards every day in an envelope with the floss. And there were days where it was really confusing to try to put together because, okay, this is the bottom of the left half and the top of the right half. And, you know, it was a little bit difficult to get the counting right. But I guess I don't know how else you do it for this format. So it was fun. This was a lot of fun. And then on the last day, we got this, which is a new chart, Dream of a Winter Garden. I love this. And it actually uses, not all of these flosses, but flosses from the ones that you got in the countdown, or you could use your own flosses. So I'm going to do this one too, and I think they'll be really nice companion pieces to go together on a wall somewhere. So I ordered actually another piece of the 36 count panettone, which should be waiting for me when I get back to Chicago, and I can get started on that. So that was a lot of fun. Oh, speaking of countdowns, my friend had a really good idea. I meant to ask her if I could share this. I'm going to share it. I'm sorry. I'm going to share it. Don't be mad at me because it's such a good idea. So my friend Ryan from the Stitching You had this great idea. So we all know that as stitchers, we really love stitch of kindness. We love giving people other things, and we love surprises from other people. And what we love most of all is a countdown. So we decided between the two of us that we're going to do an advent for each other for next year. And we have the whole year to plan. And maybe you would want to do this too. I think it's a fantastic idea, particularly if you know someone pretty well and the kind of thing that they like. And I think it doesn't have to be fancy. It could just be flosses or maybe charts from your stash. You could probably make a little ornament or a small floss drops. I mean, it could be any number of things. And, you know, you have the whole year to sort of plan ahead for it. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun, both to put together for my friend and to receive. And then you can open them each day, share them if you have a FlossTube. And I think it would be a lot of fun. I'll have to check with her. We should probably come up with some sort of a hashtag for that, because I think it'd be fun to, if people like the idea, to, you know, see what people do. Like, okay, I'm going to make one up. I don't know if it's available. Maybe like BFF Stitchy Advent, something like that. I'll figure it out. And maybe we can talk about it again next time. But kudos to the Stitching You, because I think that's a fabulous idea and I cannot wait to participate. Okay, moving on. I'm talking a lot here. I had another new start, and I actually made a fair amount of progress on this. So this is the TGA Redwork Sampler. And this is also for my red sampler wall. So let me show you what I did here. I got quite a bit done. About 2/3. It's a lot of fun. I'm really, really enjoying this. So I'm doing this on a 32 count Fiber on a Whim Milk and Honey. And I'm just using Floss from Stash. The two main reds are, this is Lucille from Roxy Floss Co. and this is Folly Red, which I think matches well according to the chart. So yeah, I think I'll finish this one soon. Not too much to go. I ran out of Lucille, so I had to order more, or I probably would have finished it already because I was having so much fun with it. Okay. This is another new start. So I did decide to sign up for Teresa Kogut's Patreon. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I finally went ahead, and I'm so glad I did. She has so many cool things on there. And so I wanted to do one of her charts for December. So I picked this one, which is Christmas Kitty. But I'm changing it up a little bit. I changed up the colors because I'm not a big fan of yellow. So I changed my colors to blue and red. And I made the cat look like my cat, Katniss. And so this is what I have so far. The only thing left is this medallion up here. And then these poinsettias I'm going to do in pink because there are actually pink poinsettias. So that'll be down this side here. And then I've been thinking about this. I don't know if I actually will, but I might because this is for me anyway. Rather than having her holding a candle, I thought I might have her hold like a little mouse by its tail upside down because that's so Katniss, because she would totally bring me a dead mouse as a gift. And it has all her other little favorite things, you know, birdies, and there's a little fish on the tree stand, a little dangly thing in the wreath. So I don't know. Again, this isn't really my usual style or something I would stitch. I'm just doing this purely for fun, and it has been fun, except for this huge blue skirt, which took a lot. But it's cute, so I don't know. You'll see it next time, or when I finish it. I'll let you know what I decide to do there. But I do like how the colors are turning out, and I just really love her designs. I'm a Patreon for a couple different sites, and I think it's important because I think there are just people out there who are so creative that it's important that they be supported so they can put all their energy into their artwork and their creativity, which benefits all of us. I think Teresa Kogut is absolutely one of those people, and just her productivity and the amount of things that she produces is absolutely incredible. So I'm delighted to support her and excited to see what comes out every month. Another person that I'm a Patreon for, and this doesn't really have anything to do with cross stitch, but I'll tell you about her. Her name is Christy McConnell, and she has some YouTube videos, not many. She now primarily does stuff mostly for her Patreon customers, but she's just one of the most incredibly creative, astounding people I've ever come across. And I think the first thing I ever came across that she did, she built the Winchester Mystery House out of gingerbread. And I'm not kidding. Like the Winchester Mystery House, if you've ever heard of it, go Google it and you'll understand how incredible this is. They were having, I guess, some sort of anniversary celebration. And so she agreed to do it. She built a model of the Winchester Mystery House out of gingerbread to scale and set it up on this huge table. It's probably like 10 feet by 6 feet, all lit up on the inside, completely decorated. It was absolutely phenomenal. Like I can't even fathom how she was able to do it. And she does things like that all the time. Like she just moved back east. She was in California. She bought this amazing, beautiful house in upstate New York, actually not far from where I am. And like there was this wallpaper in the dining room, which was really cool, but part of it had been destroyed and peeled off, wasn't available anymore. She hand painted it to match. So, like she hand painted an entire wall of this wallpaper to match the existing wallpaper. She's just always doing incredible things like that. She does have a little bit of a macabre vibe. She's really into Halloween and, sort of spooky stuff and things like that. But the production quality is very, very high. And I really enjoy everything that I've seen her put out. And then the other person I follow is Chateau Diaries. And I followed her from the very beginning, before she got famous even. But she's a British woman who bought a chateau in France and has been restoring it for years now. And she has a whole cast of characters there with her family and friends and employees and guests and visitors. It's just really fascinating. And actually her, she's had quite a bit of success with YouTube and Patreon that has allowed her to really do all the things that she's always wanted to do, but couldn't afford to do with the chateau. So it's really exciting to see those kinds of things come to life. And they're just always doing these incredible things. Like there's this big attic in the chateau that they were using for storage, and they wanted to get it organized. So they went all over the area of France to thrift shops and bought these big armoires and put them all around the attic. So like there was an armoire for linen and one for china and one for costumes. But then they also decided to make a Narnia armoire. So they actually knocked a hole through a wall and through the back of an armoire. And so that you could actually go through it and go into this incredible room. Like they're always just doing really cool things like that. And they have an incredible garden, and they're always cooking amazing things, and there are peacocks and lots of different animals. So go check those out if you haven't already. Not cross stitch related, but definitely worth checking out. Okay, back to cross stitch. Sorry, a little tangent there. Just a couple other whips. So I pulled out Ann Thomas a little bit this month, which I really love. I want to get back to this, and maybe hopefully I can get this one finished this year. So here she is. And so this month what I had done, I did this vase right here, and I started on this bird. This bird is no joke. It's so confetti heavy. You can see I even gave up. I gave up mid-strand there. But I'll go back to it. It's so beautiful. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's pretty complicated. But I'm enjoying it. And this is done on a 32 count Fox and Rabbit ballet slippers with DMC 2/2. And you know, now, like if I had been starting this now, I would do it on a 40 count with 1/2. But I'm actually kind of glad to have some pieces in my whips that are 2/2, because sometimes I like just having that different texture and feel, you know. It's good to change it up sometimes and have some loop starts. It makes it easier. And then the last whip, and this I hardly did anything on this, but I'll show you. This is Plum Street, Miss Bingley's Library. And I did a little bit more on the house. I'm almost done with the house there. Just a few more rows. So this isn't far from being done. And I can't remember what this is on. I didn't write it down. Yeah. Oh, no, I have it right here. It's on 32 count Fox and Rabbit paper bark with the called floor over dyed floss. Yeah. Okay, so that is what I have been working on. In terms of plans, so I'm all ready for my New Year's start, which is going to be Florence Mary Dickinson by Hands Across the Sea. And I got the kit. I ordered it from Hobby House. So this comes, let's see here. This is a 40 count creme brulee fabric. And I got the DMC floss. And it actually came with this. I've never had one of these or seen it in person, but it's so cute. This is a mini McBean floss drop. So isn't that cute? I really like that. I'm gonna have to get some more of these. I'm sold. So I'm gonna start that very soon. And then this, I mentioned this earlier, but I'm very, very excited about this. So this is Martha Evans, 1879. And this is the sal for Brenda's birthday from Brenda and the Cereal Starter. So happy birthday to Brenda. I think everyone is so excited to be working on this with you. And look how gorgeous this chart is. So exciting. So this is from the Scarlet House. You can order it either from the Scarlet House or from your local needle workshop. I got mine from Hobby House and it came right away. It calls for a 40 count Hemingway. I thought I had Hemingway, but I guess I didn't. So I did order some, but I'm also awaiting some linens from Cedar River Linens from Trixie Tricycle, Jody. So I might wait until I get those and perhaps use one of those for this too. I did order the NPI silks, but I haven't gotten them yet. So this will be really cool. I'm a little late on this. Barry from Stitch Folk did do some special project bags. They were all sold out. That was Wednesday night. I had it on my calendar and I had an alarm and everything, but I was out with a friend and we were having fun and catching up and I missed it. I always miss it. One of these days I will get a Stitch Folk bag. One day. Anyhow, so I will also be starting this as soon as I get my supplies. I think it starts January 16th, sometime between January 16th and the middle of February, but obviously it's flexible, right? And the hashtag is Brenda's Big Birthday Sale. So yay, I can't wait to see what everyone does with this. And I'm super excited to be participating. Okay, other big plans for 2023. I am, of course, going to do the Modern Folk Embroidery 2023 sale, except I cannot decide what flosses to use. I'm having a really hard time deciding. I'm going back and forth and looking at what everyone else is doing. I saw one that I really liked. It was like a deep plum with a gold, which I liked that combination. And I thought it would also be really cool with like a deep burgundy and a gold. But then I thought it also would be kind of cool to do like a deep teal with a gray or silver on white. So I haven't decided, but I will decide soon. So many decisions with this because there are all these different options. You can do like this version or this version, which are all slightly different. You can see like here's swans, and you know, the motifs are just slightly different. And then I also ordered this book, which has the 4 alternate trees. So again, I haven't decided which tree to do. I have a hard time making decisions on things like that. I make big decisions all day, every day of my job, and I don't have a problem with it. But when it comes to making little decisions, I think I sometimes have a hard time. Okay, and then I also am going to start this one, Song of the Nightingale. And I did decide on my floss for these. So I've got my 3 flosses here. It's from Roxy Floss Co. Great Lakes, Deja Blue, and Oink. So those will be really pretty. And I got a project bag while I was at it. So these will look nice together. So I'm looking forward to starting that. And then the other one I'm going to do here in the near future is this one. This is Spring Hair from La Di Da. One of my friends is pregnant, having a baby in April, and I think this will be a really cute baby gift. Yeah, animals wearing clothes, always good. And then I think I'm not going to go through my floss clubs individually this time, but I did get Colored Cotton, which had some really nice blues and grays. And this is the classic collection. So lots of good options there. And then this is the Leo and Roxy collection for December. These are the neutrals. I wonder if that's Lucille. It's not. Those are the neutrals, and these are the brights. So always good. I am finding though that I need more fabric. That's what I need. I need to get on one of these fabric clubs because I just find that I don't have what I need for some of these projects. And like now I'm waiting, like there are all of these things that I wish I could start, but I'm waiting. Either I've made the order and it's shipped to Chicago and I'm not there, or you know, there's stuff that's here and I'm there. I don't know. I still have to figure that out. So anyhow, other than that, everything is good. Life update. We had a great holiday, just me and the kids. Nothing too exciting. Obviously, I'm here in New York. I'll be here through the rest of this week and going back to Chicago for the new year. I do have some exciting travel plans. Going to go to Cabo, San Lucas in Mexico for Martin Luther King Day weekend. I have a place that I like to go there, so I haven't been there in a couple years, and I will be excited to go back, especially with the lovely weather we've been having in Chicago lately, and New York. Just awful. And then I have a conference a couple weeks after that in Marco Island, Florida, so poor me, gosh, but it's a good time to get away. That's when you should make your plans to get away from upstate New York and Chicago, is January and February, because it gets pretty brutal. And I'm still trying to decide where to travel this summer for my 50th birthday. I have a few ideas, but I just haven't decided yet, but I need to decide pretty soon. The kids are doing well. Margot's home from college for break. She's working and is doing great at school. And yeah, Em is looking for a different job in healthcare. And pets are good. They were really excited to see me. I'm excited to see them. So it's all been good. Anyhow, so I will call it a day and say Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And I hope you all have a great start to 2023. And I will see you sometime later in January. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.